Hey, long time no see. Where have I been, you ask? That's a great question. Long story short, I got married! Woo!
I'm Devin.
Then we went on our honeymoon to Japan! And it was a pretty awesome trip, so I thought I'd share it. Disclaimer, I did my best to respect people and the no filming or photo postings, but I don't know if I did it perfectly, so I'm sorry. I did my best to respect people, because you're supposed to respect people when touring another place, because it's their home. Day 1! We got on the plane the morning after our wedding and had some connections, making it a rather long day of travel. During the flight, we happened to mention it was our honeymoon, and the attendants did the sweetest thing and gave us a dessert, some sparkling cider, a really sweet card, and a gift bag with some general airplane stuff in it. We touched down in Tokyo and sprinted to our flight to Osaka, finally making it and staying the night in Town. As you might have guessed, we were very tired, and we lost a whole day to travel, and when we hit that pillow, we were out like a rock thrown at a light bulb. Day 2. In the morning, we admired the view from our hotel room and went up to the complimentary breakfast buffet, which was delicious, by the way. I really enjoyed the miso soup and the takoyaki they had. Also, the dumplings were really good. I'm not sure what was in them, though. I also took a picture of the honey contraption they had for the pancakes. It was a frame that was dripping down honey into a bowl where you could just scoop it up and put it on your pancakes. We took the trains through Osaka, through Kyoto, and up to Ogoto Onsen, where my husband had booked 2 nights in a ryokan.
For those of you who don't know, a ryokan is a traditional Japanese-style inn. The specific one that I booked is called an onsen ryokan, which is a ryokan, that traditional Japanese-style inn, with a hot spring attached.
Ooh.
At most ryokans, they provide a dinner, and at the one that we booked, it also provided breakfast.
Yay! It was super pretty and green and raining when we got off of the train. And we waited a little while for the car that the ryokan sent to pick us up.
It's wet, but it looks gorgeous, and it's also like hot and like muggy, so that's fun.
Yeah.
We've got umbrella.
Then we dropped off our bags at the ryokan and walked across the street to a touristy building where we got these matching towels, and then we also grabbed lunch. Mine was pork katsu with salad, rice, miso, and a scoop of potato salad. Devin had an omi beef bowl, also with some miso soup.
For the record, it said it was omi beef bowl, but it probably wasn't true omi beef. That's just what it said, so that's what we're going with.
Outside the building, they also had a hot spring foot bath, and we had to try it. It was very relaxing and hot and took that chill out of the rainy day.
What chill?
There was no chill. No chill at all. I'm gonna say that again actually, because I agree. It was nice and relaxing for our sore feet that had been traveling all day. Finally, we went into the ryokan. I was too embarrassed to take photos because it was like really, really nice, so I'll scroll through their website real quick while Devin explains what he thought.
So I was a little worried about the ryokan because it had construction on the outside, like it was, especially the front side was covered in scaffolding stuff, and so I was a little nervous about how it was going to turn out. But honestly, we were both blown away by the hospitality that we were shown. Like, as we finally arrived back at the ryokan at the correct time, there were multiple people bowing as we were ushered in and brought to a small table where we were brought like a gelato, and they went through all of the different parts of the ryokan, including like what meals we had at what wanted to have at what time, And then also, before we went to our room, they had us pick out our own yukata to wear for our stay. And so it was just really amazing, and I was very happy with how it turned out.
And I was happy with nodding the whole time and letting Devin translate anything necessary.
Because I'm Nihongo Jozu.
Here's the room tour. We start out in the entry area where you take off your shoes. And then over to the left is the sink, bathroom, and drinks area. And over here in the main room, it is the traditional tatami room with very delicate tatami mats for the floor and some storage, TV, bean bags over in the corner, a traditional table very low to the ground, a little mat for our suitcases, and there was also a massage chair, which was a little out of place but also very welcome. We got some good use out of that. Then there's a little sitting area with a table and some egg chairs. Also, this balcony here you could actually step out onto with a very nice view of the lake. And over here is another sink area, which was very nice for getting ready, and the shower through this slidey door. And it was nice because you could rinse off and then get into our private onsen hot spring, which is, I know, just a redundant word, but we had a private onsen on our balcony. We got dressed in our kimonos and headed to our private multi-course dinner. Tonight was the Omi beef shabu shabu banquet. The first course was a seasonal vinaigrette. They did explain it, but it was all in Japanese, so I just nodded and pretended that I could understand.
This meal is actually called kaiseki ryori, which stands for kind of like a banquet or celebration dinner cooking. And so what this refers to is traditional dishes prepared with fresh, seasonal ingredients from the surrounding area that is meant to look as good as it tastes. And so there's emphasis on both the taste and the looks, and they knocked it out of the park.
The main course was the omi beef with greens, rice, sauce, and a pickle selection.
So the method to eat shabu shabu is you take your chopsticks and you pick up the raw meat, which some of you might be worried about, but don't fret, it does get cooked. You swish it around in this boiling water, which is actually like a broth with kelp and some other vegetables, and you swish it around until it gets properly cooked. And then there's actually a sauce that's right in front of you that you dip it in, and then you can eat it alone or over rice, and it's very delicious.
For dessert, there were different jellies, which were fruit flavored and had different textures. I'm not sure what they were, but I liked it. And so did Devin. After dinner, we went on a walk in their very nice gardens to work off all that food. And when we got back to our room, it was set up with futons. This is important later. We took a bath and then we went to sleep. Day 3! This was our full day at the ryokan, and we prepared for maximum relaxation by taking another bath and trying out a massage chair. Also, we had some tea and the cookie with the art of the ryokan. Breakfast was a buffet with a selection of Japanese and English breakfast foods, or Japan's idea of English breakfast foods. This featured a selection of fish that you cooked yourself on a grill at your table. I decided that morning, though, that I was not a huge fan of having fish for breakfast. After breakfast, we could not go back to our room because they hadn't finished switching the beds for the table yet. So instead, we went to our closest konbini. It was a short walk to the konbini.
On the way to the konbini, I wore geita with socks. Now, geita are the traditional shoe that you're supposed to wear with yukata, but you're not supposed to wear it with socks. And I learned that the hard way, as I was trying to walk uphill, except with the lacquered wooden geita, I kept slipping out of my shoes.
We also took the opportunity to try dango. It has a sweet soy sauce glaze, and I was not really a fan. I'd still like to try the more colorful version, which I think will be less of a savory flavor, but I'm not a huge fan of mochi and soy sauce.
To be fair, it was a soy sauce glaze that was actually sweet, and I enjoyed it a lot, and I don't know what's wrong with Emily's taste buds.
So after the dango debacle, I had Devin pick me out some actual desserts. He grabbed a chocolate bun and a red bean bun, and I really liked both of them. We finally went back to the ryokan and had some more tea and some new cookies that were left by the housekeeping staff. Then we decided to go get massages in the in-house massage place. While Devin was getting his massage, I hung out in the very nice looking library lounge. It also had refreshments and popsicles. Devin took his time to get a look at the public bath, which was really cool. It had showers with whatever stuff you'd need, multiple large baths, and a sauna. Back in our room, we took another bath. We were so relaxed that we slept in past the time we were supposed to be at dinner. You may remember that the staff comes in our room and puts the beds out while we were at dinner. But we weren't at dinner. I was awoken in a panic as two Japanese men were speaking and nonchalantly entering our room. And in heart-beating slow motion, I shook Devin awake and said, "Devin, go talk to them!" And started frantically getting ready for dinner.
So I suck at waking up in the morning, and so from my perspective, I didn't start remembering things until I was actually talking to the guys, which they were just like, "Hey, do you need 5 more minutes?" And I'm like, "Yes, can I please have 5 more minutes?" Probably in the most broken Japanese of my life. And so they were out of our hair and it was chill and we made it to dinner.
Which was another multi-course meal. First, being a seasonal tray with fish and tofu and pickled veggies. The main dish was omi beef sukiyaki, which was cooked on the table with vegetables and dipped in raw egg. There was also rice and pickles. I was a little weirded out by the raw egg and thrown off by the texture, but Devin really enjoyed this dish. Dessert was a delicious and sweet bowl of fresh fruit. After dinner, we took a quick bath and went back to sleep. Day 4! It was the next morning and we hit the bath, then the breakfast buffet. I grabbed my favorites from the day before, which include duck rolls, crab cakes, dumplings, miso, rice, curry, red bean roll, and to top it off, I got the fruit, mochi, and jelly toppings for a dairy-free parfait. Just look how it jiggles. Finishing up breakfast, we went back to our room to pack up our stuff for checkout at 11. Then we hopped back onto the train and went to the cultural center of Japan, Kyoto. Thanks for following our trip this far. Click the subscribe and notifications for the next part of our journey. Seriously though, this video has taken so much work. Any support you guys can give would mean so much to me. Thanks, bye.